I tried to do something pleasant to wake you up with an alarm this morning, a little wake-up call, did a little Pantera drum cover. You're like, snooze. So I said, okay, fine. Wake-up call, Gojira live, Resurrection Fest. Snooze. Yeah, let's see you pull this crap off. Third wake-up call, Shadow of Intent. Yeah. Roll back over on this one.
It's time for reaction. Welcome in. Old School Nerd.
Yeah, this is my third time to wake you up. After this, I can't really help you. Apparently, you're just a creature of the night. It's Monday. Let's go, people. All right. Berserker says, please react to Shadow of Intent, Malediction. Now, I have reacted to Gravesinger by them. And when I reacted to Gravesinger, I remember going, whoa, they have this epic sound, but they are so aggressively fast and aggressively heavy that it is a little bit of a, it can overwhelm if you're not used to it. For instance, when I typed in Shadow of Intent, M-A-L-E, and then all of a sudden, it auto-populates, the first result was Galactic Criminal, his reaction channel. Okay, if you know Galactic Criminal, the heavier, the faster, the better, right? His thumbnail is him doing this to this song. Now, if a song makes him do this, it's either got to be ridiculously heavy or ridiculously fast. I'm going to go with both. Like and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like this reaction. The link to the original video will be in the description below. Please check them out. OldSkuleNerd.com's got all of our social media posts. Got the link for the Patreon for those who want to help support us. We appreciate every single one of you. And the merchandise store. Don't forget tonight, D&D live stream, epic battle against zombies. And I promise it will not be boring. Why? We have a special guest to play the boss, I believe. And it's going to be ugly. Here we go. Speaking of ugly, here comes Shadow of Intent. They do these epic build-ups. It's just, I think what blows me up a little bit about them is that they're really young, they're really heavy, they have all this, but in the background you hear these epic string accompaniments in the background. You're like, we going to war, bro? Yeah, dude, we're going to war. Oh, that's one hell of a hook. You feel it? Oh, that's a great rhythm. That is a great rhythm section. That's a great groove. It's really, really, really heavy. Some people don't like music that's this heavy. It's not really even my favorite. When Galactic Criminal and I, we share like private messages like, hey dude, I have one for you. And he's like, and I'm like, dude, that was crazy heavy. He's like, yeah. And then I sent him one and he's like, oh, it's a little light for me. I'm like, dude, they killed a goat. He's like, no, yeah. That's how it be. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna back it up a little bit. I know a lot of people. All you're hearing is the lead singer doing that his best Alex Terrible impersonation, or possibly Alex Terrible's doing an impersonation of him. There's not a competition. Both of them are almost to the brown note. And then a lot of you are hearing this aggressively low end guitar phrasing, but I can not only can I, but I am specifically tuning that out so I can really enjoy. If you take both of those out and you're listening to the rhythm section, the drums, the bass guitar, the rhythm guitar, and the way they're layering the arrangement and playing this out with these string accompaniments, it's very elaborate. It's extremely well thought out. I challenge you. Seriously, guys, if you like my channel, I really want you to do this. I want you to listen to this. I want you to watch the video back. And I want you to try to ignore the vocal and that push heavy guitar in the front and listen to the dynamic complexity that they're throwing down in the background. That's why if it feels to you like it's really epic for an extremely heavy metal song, it's because it's specifically like that. You just don't realize it because the vocals are overwhelming. That the heavy push guitar is that overwhelming. If you can learn to hear it outside of that, it's an incredibly well-written piece of music. And then once you tune that out and listen to it and catch all of it, you're like, wow. Then go back and get the whole thing. That's what I do, and I really enjoy this. This stuff is awesome to me, man. I just... He's doing that brown note low, and then he has that screech high, and I just caught Ventersea vibes. Whew. Okay, the reason why when I catch that low end and then that right there gives me a Ventersea vibe, which really gives me the heebie-jeebies, mainly because the lead singer of Ventersea is all of like 5'2", and she looks like a tiny little lacy strum girl, and she will throw out vocals like that too, and then you're like, something wrong, man. So just over there. Also, okay, I'm gonna give you a little something that, and some of y'all are gonna disagree with me and say you're an idiot. No. You know what I hear in this song a lot? I hear a Ginger vibe. Okay. Let me explain that. I'm not saying that they're copying Ginger at all. Okay. But if you ever listen to Ginger, one of the really things that make Ginger unique is, yeah, they can be super heavy. They can be super fast. Tatiana can be super soulful. We've heard all this, right? But you notice how whenever you do like Home Back or, Teacher, where they have those sections that are really like super groovy and the bass line is just, it's just like all this all over the place and there's this dynamic swing to the motion of it, okay? This song, this band is doing the same kind of complexity, the same kind of layering and swing of the sound and that dynamic groove. It's a lot of groove to it. But this push, this lawnmower cranked up weed eater sound that they're pushing on top of it, you almost can't hear it. But when you hear it, it's like, man, it's got a great groove. This band really bothers me a lot in the best way possible because it's got all the things that make me feel uncomfortable, which is fun some days. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, dude, these guys are really talented and they've got a good feeling of rhythm. Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot and I'm just going to move on. I was checking my pants for the brown note. Yep. All right. Side note, just before I end, love this band. Love the way they combine brown note vocals with extremely fast playing that is gutturally low at the same time. They layer so much epic, dynamic groove, rhythm section into there. It's an overall experience. One thing that I did notice at the very end of it was that I can follow the rhythm, I can follow the arrangement, and I know when they're stepping up and they're dropping. I've had people actually comment in my comments and send me DMs and they're like, your reactions aren't real. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, you watch the videos before you make the reaction because I can see your head bobbing and you're right with the music. And if it was a real reaction, you've never heard the music before, you wouldn't be able to do that. So your reactions are fake. No, they're 100% real. However, what you're not realizing is musical theory is pretty much across the board with all genres. And the progression of chords and rhythms in measures and timing, once you hear the beginning of a song, unless the band does a dime change and goes completely in a different tempo, Gojira does it a lot too, which is why when you see me do like Born for One Thing, I didn't know what the hell was going on and I loved it like that. But a lot of music, if you're telling a proper tale, the story arc is the same and you can hear it and you can feel it, because if you're a musician, especially if you're a drummer or a rhythm guitarist or a bass player, and you feel the rhythm of something, you can pretty much predict where it's going to go. So it made me think of that because I'm like, I've never heard this song before. But this ending part is such a classic caption ending of a curvature of a story arc in storytelling that I was able to follow that dun 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 dun, dun. And I'm able to just literally flow into it because it's musical theory and progression is going to lead to a certain point, and it usually repeats itself. So if you're looking at someone and they seem like they know every little bit of a song as they're bobbing, and either they're a musician or they've heard it before. But all of my reactions are 100% real. I know I'm going to get one comment or a DM about this video because I seem to be into the beat with the song. Even on the offbeats, it's because the band isn't just flailing around. They put a lot of their dynamics in their rhythm sections repeated throughout. If you're listening for it, you can kind of feel them and get into the groove with it. Okay? It's okay. I know you guys are asking me, like, why would you even talk about this stuff? I don't like, believe me. As much as I break down musical arrangements and how people are telling stories in their musical, there are people out there that watch reactors and literally just try to see if they can pick out and break down a reactor's stuff. And good luck. Because I can't even break down my stuff. I ramble more than anyone I know. Like now. Are you guys awake yet? Because that was it. No, really. I gotta go do my dishes. I'm gonna go do the dishes, take out the trash. Yeah. No, this was it. Okay, cool. Really? Well, then call your mom. Tell her hi. Tell her happy birthday from me.